Hey everyone, it's Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to finish up January in my Project Life album. I am using a 6x8 album and mostly, if not all, Ali Edwards products. So after the zoo insert or zoo pages, I had this 6x8 and I decided to talk about oranges. I just loved this photo, and one of the best things to me about winter is being able to eat oranges. So I figured, you know what? I'm just going to document that story. Keep it very simple with just one of these yellow little pockets from an old story kit. And then at the bottom, I took a chipboard and duplicated it to make my own pattern down at the bottom. It turned out a little wonky, but it still works because I wanted to have the orange right where it turned out. I really wanted it right in the center. So I needed a little something at the bottom. And then the right hand side is just going to be a little pocket page talking about the party that I went to for my best friend to celebrate his birthday. And I loved that card that said happy. So I put happy looks like a bunch of adults enjoying party games, like using a party blower to blow up knock down cups. My friend and his sister-in-law planned all these really awesome games for us to do, and it was hilarious. And my friend had us all dress up in a specific color, so I was green, and that's why I included the photo of myself. And down at the photo of the two of us, I just added a little mix of embellishments, a chipboard, a vellum, and then a word phrase sticker, and that's it. Trying really hard to focus on simple and done rather than, award-winning pages. I don't even know. Those could be all kinds of things, right? For each of us. So just reminding myself, it doesn't need to be complicated. And in the end, I just want the photos printed and I want the stories documented. So I don't know if you need that reminder, but I know that I sometimes need that reminder. So for the oranges story, I just talk about waiting all year to have the oranges. Our backyard didn't have a lot, but thankfully Oma and Opa have an abundance of oranges, so we can keep our supply going because I love the oranges. It's that saying, once you've had homegrown, it's like you never want to go back, and that's definitely how it is. So these pages are done, and I love them. So I knew that I was going to document the TV spread in a 2x2, but I did not want to end January on that page. So I figured I would do a stats page and also a collage page. And I wanted to end the month with a collage page. So this stats page is going to go right after the TV page, which you'll see in just a second. But in my Hobonichi, I kept track of our top fives, loving, and stats at the end of January. I wrote all that stuff down. So I figured I would translate it into a scrapbook page. I used a chipboard that has the who, what, where, and how up in the top left, plus a tag that says January, and then a vellum piece to put the one on top of. And then I'll just use a bunch of stamps to stamp out the different categories and also the title. So the title is currently January. And then I'll have 3 different categories, which is top 5, loving, and stats. I don't know if I already said that, but those are my 3 categories. And I have to figure out where I want to put them. And I'm going to try my best to keep the 3 topics or 3 categories straight. So that's why I drew a line with the ruler. And I'm using a stamp set from Carrie Bradford. It's like a re-release. So I think it's still available for now. I love it because it's small and you can also color it in too if you want. I thought about using a different number stamp set, so that way, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just thought maybe I needed to use a different number stamp set. But I'm glad that I chose to use the one that came along with this alpha. So that way it's all coordinated together. So for loving, I put that right below January, and then I used the colon, I believe it is, because there's no period in this stamp set, which was kind of a bummer. So I used the colon to do some bullet points for loving, and then put the period next to the numbers. And then I used a felt tip pen to kind of fill in where the mistakes were. And it was so funny. As I was stamping those bullet points, I was using a piece of paper to try to keep it straight, and I didn't. I was saying to myself, Sabrina, how on earth did you get such a wonky line? But I did not go back and fix it. I didn't. I don't have time for that, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. I have the stats next, and I took a lot of stats, and I was bummed that I had a little cluster at the bottom. Honestly, I was bummed. I did move down the January tag a little bit so I could include 4 stats instead of just 3. Because I think in my Hobonichi, I wrote down 7 different stats that I had looked over in the month of January, and I just couldn't fit them all. So I'll have to remember that for February when I get there, right? Because now that I'm done with January, now I can start on February and kind of figure out how I want to put together my January pages. It's okay if it's going to take me a while. That's totally okay. Down at the bottom, I put beautiful beginnings because there was that empty space right there, and I didn't want that empty space. And I wanted to add some of the word phrase stickers that coordinate perfect with the January tag. So I used 2 smiley faces down at the bottom, and up at the top, I have beginning of the year. And then I used the other icon sticker that has 3 asterisks. So I used those. I still wanted more beige, so I got my Tombow that matches the best, and then I'll use a darker neutral tan to color in the numbers and the bullet points. And I love coloring in my alphas and also in my reading journal lately, so it just made me so happy to color in this stamp set. And I can't stop using it. So if you just watch my reading journal video, you know that I use the same stamp set to put together January. And I'm just having a lot of fun using the stamp set. And that's all there is to it. It's better than having a new stamp set sit on your shelf and not use it until the right project comes along, right? So I have on the stats, I have 1 hair appointment for me, a 6-day work trip for my husband, 5 new Lego minifigures, and 3 new recipes tried. And I should have left some room to actually write down the recipes. Maybe I could squeeze them in. I don't know. But I should have left room. Top 5, number 1 was the family trip to the zoo. Then my friend's birthday, my son starting track and field, a date night at our favorite restaurant, and then my daughter got her first order of Legos. So really good month, but you know how January it is. It feels like it just drags on sometimes and also goes by so quickly. At least that's how it feels to me. So loving backyard and Oma Opa oranges. I had a theme week at work, which I absolutely loved. We also went to go see a karate demonstration. We love getting Happy Mail, and footlong cookies from Subway are just awesome. They're so good. All right, so this page is all wrapped up. I'm going to grab a 6x8 page protector to slip it in, and then I can move on to the next page, which is going to be the TV page. Now for the TV page, you can see it's a 2x2 pocket, and I had printed the photos and they were just way too small. So I had to print them again, and what I'm going to do is have 9 images of TV and movies, and then I'll make 3 stamped cards in black. Just black ink and a little bit of the phrase stickers. Just keep it very simple and to the point. There's a wide range of shows that we watch, so I'm glad that I remembered them and wrote them down. Again, my Hobonichi daily journal is helping me so much. Even though these were all printed at 2x2, the page protector is a little bit smaller than 2x2, so I just went ahead and trimmed off a little smidge of each of the images. So as a family, one of our favorites in January was The Food That Built America. It's a documentary series about all the major food brands like Hershey's and Heinz, and we all loved it. Even my daughter, who's 10, we just loved it. And that's up in the top left corner. And then that image that's all blue. My daughter and I also really enjoyed this Lego channel called LEV. I think that's what it's called, LEV, and she does color challenges using one color for her Lego creations, which was really cool. My husband and I also enjoyed the series Ted, and then Extraordinary was like our favorite. So now for these 3 cards, I took a circle with dots and stamped it in different corners on 2 of the cards, and then the other card is going to be kind of a title card. So for this one, I stamped Yay. And I think off camera is when I added in the beige stickers. So I'm going to add on top of the Yay media and below that movies. And then for the title card, I found this stamp that said January inside of like a box. And it didn't fit completely on the 2x2, but that's okay. So below it, I wrote shows, and then off camera, I added cozy times were had. And now I have one last card to put together. And for that one, I'm going to stamp time well spent, because just resting and hanging out on the couch and watching a good show together is, to me, time well spent. And below that, I'll add the sticker that says veg out, which is definitely what we like to do. And I have a friend named Jen on Instagram, and we totally talk about how, did we get potato time? Potato time is when we need time. Everybody needs potato time, right? I think so. All right, last page, which is going to finish up January. I made a collage in the app Pick Frame, and I tried to get a photo of all of us and then one photo from the zoo, and kept it, again, very simple. I added in the vellum January stories, and then I had a card that I printed, and I just took the beige one and I just wrote out January went by slow, but also not. The month was packed with life, activities, messes, and trying new things. Overall, January was a great start to 2024, which it was. Even though it felt long, it was a good start to the month, and there was a lot going on. Okay, so now I'm going to flip back to the beginning to show you how it is looking so far. Again, opening with the family pages, talking about me as the documenter, and kind of the first few days with the details, and then the first week with the cozy kit, then using the January Stories by the Month kit with a fun 4x4 page protector, the big, huge zoo insert, and then I have the oranges, going to my friend's party, the everyday stories with Savor, TV, stats, and that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this come together. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.